what we have to confront is a deep, systemic, and structural restructuring of our world. And this will take some time. And the world will look differently after we have gone through this transition process. Politically, the driving forces for this political transformation, of course, the future with a purpose. We should use this transition time with a clear concept of what we want to achieve, how we want to come out of this transition time. We want to come out as a more sustainable, more resilient, and more inclusive world. Now, my second point relates to the fourth industrial revolution the minister mentioned. When I wrote the book about the fourth industrial revolution and conceptualized the idea of this revolution, I described 23 technologies. And at that time, only 5 years ago, many of those technologies were considered science fiction. Today, they all have become realities and new technologies we have to deal with. Quantum technology, the metaverse, and I'm very proud that Indonesia is again one of the countries which wants to ride at the forefront of those developments of the fourth industrial revolution. What makes the fourth industrial revolution different? 3 things. First, it's the scope. Contrary to earlier technological innovation, it doesn't deal with 1 or 2 innovations. It's a whole panoply of technologies which interact and which completely will change how we produce, how we consume, how we communicate. But the second element is the speed. And if you look at technological revolutions, it usually goes in the form of an S-curve. And just now, we are at the inflection point to exponential development. And technology will change completely what we are doing at this present time. And not only what we are doing, and that's another change, it will change and it will have an impact on even who we are. Just look how even the internet has changed to a certain extent our identities over the last 20 years.
I'm not your financial advisor, not financial advice. Please do your own research. And the key word is your own research.
Welcome to Key, Stock, and Crypto channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And we had stocks slightly down. And guys, I wanted you to listen to Klaus. We had the G20 this week. And he clearly states we're going to be moving over to a new economy. Speaks about the fourth industrial revolution, the technology. So guys, you get to hear it out these leaders' mouth. And he states we're transitioning into a new world where the robots, algorithms, and drones are going to take over this economy. Now, getting over into stocks and news, we have foreign demand for U.S. Treasuries and other debt plunged to $89 billion in September. And guys, we know these emerging markets are being crushed by the dollar. But we also see the moves that they're making to get off the U.S. dollar and get off the U.S. debt. So we know what that means to the U.S. economy. Now we have Jim Cramer on the Fed battling inflation. But guys, we know they created the inflation. They printed 20% of all money in existence in 1 year. And then on top of it, Congress was pushing the spending bills. So therefore, no one was looking at the Fed. Now we have Elon Musk basically says he's getting ready to ride off in the sun. because he says he really doesn't want to be a CEO of any company. And guys, we know he's been cashing in billions. So he's definitely ready to ride off in the sun, because we know there's going to be a lot of pain to these corporations, and we know it was all planned. Now, because the Republicans have taken over the House, we do have a sector that has been taking a beating, but is going to have a lot of growth over the next few years. That's right, and that's marijuana stocks. We have Green Thumb, which did the deal with Circle K gas station. We also have Canopy, Tilray, Altria, and Aurora Cannabis. And we know since Walmart, CVS, and Walgreens have pharmacy, we know the medical marijuana will also be sold there. We definitely see the planning going on, and there has been a lot of consolidation in the space, just has a little bit more. Now we have Nvidia's revenue fall 17%, but we know a lot of that has to do with crypto. But Nvidia has big plans for the fourth industrial revolution. Now the Chinese takeover of UK's biggest chip plant gets blocked for national security. Why the UK would allow China to buy the plant should be under investigation. But guys, we know they all work together. We've learned that from all wars. Now we have Cisco beating earnings, but also is doing a restructuring plan, laying off over 4,000 people. Also, we have Amazon coming out saying they're going to be laying off more people next year. And guys, even though they're going to be paying a 15% tax, we know the consumer is also cutting back because of inflation. But guys, these corporations are still making big profits. And we saw wages go up, but we also saw inflation and corporate greed go up. We know these corporations can adjust their pricing for these wage increases, the inflation, because at the end of the day, the consumer is the one who's going to be paying the price. Now, getting over into the actual indicators, we have, of course, yield rates. Front end is being pushed up, back end is being pushed down. And we saw this week rates plunge down. So we saw the manipulation, and of course that helped the stock market. Also today we had the dollar up. We had the VIX slightly down, but of course, guys, we had the stock market flat, slightly low. But now that midterms are over, guys, the games will begin. But guys, that's all I have for you. Have a wonderful day.
Uber, Bitcoin, self-driving cars. Combine those three together and you have the self-owning taxi. A car that is a corporation that owns itself, pays for the car lease, the car insurance, and the gasoline from the revenues it makes, giving passengers a ride, and there's not a single human involved in that matter.